And welcome once again to Let's Fly VFR. Today we're experiencing what the graphics can deliver in X-Plane 12. So before we get going, let's have a look at my settings. Okay, so everything's maxed. That's all there is to it, guys. Nothing else to discuss on that front. So let's start out with 4K. This is DSR because I only have a 1080p monitor. So it just gives us a bit of an idea. It does look very nice. There is some failures in it, in that the graphics do shimmer a bit and it gets like 11 FPS. So really, that's not an option, is it? But if you want to play in 4K, there is an option for you, and we'll get to that after we go through and have a look at all the other settings. So here's 1080p native, getting in the 30s, which is pretty nice. All at the same settings. Have a look at the memory use, like 15 gig of system memory, guys. That's quite a lot. So if you've only got 8 gig of system memory, you're going to struggle. So you're going to need at least 16. I've got 32, so that's fine. The memory side of things on the VRAM, 5.6 gig. Okay, and there's been a bit of discussion about needing a 12 gig plus video card for 4K. And that may be the case if you're playing native 4K. That may be the case. But as we go through, we're going to go from 1080p now as we come in and try not to crash this beautiful Baron once again at Adelaide International Airport. Let's see how we go on the late final. So as we get a little bit closer, I've got these set up so that we're going to get basically the same flight repeated. It's not perfectly repeated, but it's just me manually. You can laugh at me because I'm probably going to break it at some stage. So let's get it in here. Looking smooth. Lots of aircraft on the ground there. Still getting great. 35 FPS. Frame time isn't too bad at 30 milliseconds. It could be better, but that's okay. GPU's not working too hard. 97%. I guess that's fine. And the CPU's only 70 to 20%, something like that. I believe the 5600X that I have would be capable of running right up to about a 3080, so something in the plans for the future. So here we are at 1440p at X-Plane 12, and still not doing too badly. I've got to say, I thought there was a reasonably good pickup in quality, just in the fineness of the texture coming in as we come in back past Adelaide CBD again. Each of these little sets are through the CBD, and then just the final touchdown, so you can get it from a little altitude and when we get close to the ground. But again, really nice experience. I think there's a good chance I'm going to go to 1440p and use that as a DSR. It's one of the DSR factors, so that's one of the old versions of upscaling that NVIDIA has, and certainly still very worthwhile, let me say. And we come in finally to land at Adelaide International again. You'll notice it's much the same. These were pretty much repeated within a few minutes. So the weather's the same, the clouds the same, and aren't they magnificent? Clouds are just fantastic in this. I'm going to have to do a comparison between this and Microsoft Flight Simulator in 2D, guys. And you can also see the shadows. We're going from shadow into light as we come in to try not to break this little Baron 58 once again. Got that nose up nicely. Not a bad touchdown. Little firm. I reckon that's probably a 7 out of 10. You feel free to mark me in the comments below for my landings. You're very welcome to do that. And again, you can see around the 20 FPS. Probably you can tweak it a little bit just to get a few more if you're not finding it smooth. But I found it pretty okay, to be honest. And now we're doing 4K, but we're using the FSR as well. Gone to the quality setting. I couldn't get it to work at Ultra. It crashed on me, guys. So that was pretty handy. And again, let's we'll fly this into the end, and then we'll have a look at all the stats on this one as well. Now I'm going to have a close in again because it's very small of the performance at the top left there. So don't worry, we'll be there in a moment once we get into closer to the touchdown. But I found this really good. You could probably go from quality back one more step to balanced and get a few more FPS, but it was pretty nice. maybe not quite as clear as the 1440 just using DSR, and what it would be if you had an 801440 on a 2060 Super, guys. So if you've got a 30 series, this is probably not really an issue for you, but if you're running on a laptop, oops, that was a bit hard, wasn't it? I dumped that from about 5 feet, I think. I think it just stalled it out. Never mind. So I hope that was helpful for you. You get a bit of an idea of what you can and can't achieve on X-Plane 12.